Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, and today it's another Foundation Friday. So we are going to be reviewing the new-ish Mented Cosmetics Foundation Sticks. Obviously, I don't have a stick though. I actually ordered this sample packet because I wanted to make sure that I got my right shade, and I also wanted to make sure that I enjoyed the formula before I invested in the actual full-size product. So stay tuned for a full day wear test. We're going to do flash photography to see if there's any flashback. We're also going to test the foundation using a brush compared to a beauty sponge, and all the details that you would want to know about a foundation, how it wears, and if you should make the decision to purchase the product. But before we get into the video, as always, I always want to say thank you to all of you who have clicked on this video and decided to watch it. Thank you all to my first time viewers. I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, you know I appreciate your support and constantly being a part of my family here on YouTube. So let's just get right into the video. This is the Mented Cosmetics Foundation Stick. Here is the sample packet that I ordered. So this shows you, or they send you a sample of all the shades that they have. There are a total of 16 shades. This foundation is geared toward women of color because this is a black owned brand. So that's why if you're looking at the shades and you notice that the light shade is honestly more tan, that is why. This foundation is going to be described as an ultra hydrating formula that is lightweight, it's buildable, and it's going to give you the coverage that you need with the natural finish that you love. This foundation is vegan, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, and cruelty free, which is excellent. So I'm going to start off by priming this side of my face. I'm going to use my go-to Revlon Pore Reducing Primer, and then after priming this side of my face, we'll apply the foundation. So I'm looking between this shade and this shade right here. I'm going to swatch them here on my cheek to see which one we think will work better. Oh, this is very creamy. So this is T10. I think that might be my shade. And here is T20. Let me just swatch all the tan shades since that's the category I would fall in. And then that might also help you find a shade if you're around my complexion. Right, here is T30. T40. There's T40. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna go in with T10 because that one does look the closest to my complexion. All right, so I'm gonna take, I said T10, right? So I'm gonna take this little brush right here so I can apply it on my face, and then I'll blend it out with, I use a beauty sponge on this side and I'll use a brush on this side. Maybe I'll do it like this. I just squeeze the actual foundation out. Ooh. Okay, this is a little more difficult. Oh, here we go. Thank God for nails. It fit right in the socket of my nail. So we're just gonna do that. Okay, damp sponge and blend it out. Oh, did y'all see how quickly that blended out? So I'm shocked because it's a stick formula, and if you've ever worn stick foundations, the formula tends to be sometimes really dry, especially if it's claiming to be creamy. And I also find that stick formulas tend to blend out more difficult with a sponge, but this blended out so easily. I definitely agree. This formulation is very creamy, but it's not overly creamy. It doesn't, like when I applied it, especially having to use my fingers, it didn't feel like it was gonna slip and slide all over my face either. Okay, let's go in with the brush. wow. Y'all, I think I'm really shocked about how quickly it is blended out on my face. I think I might like the brush side better. You guys tell me if you notice this too. I feel like the brush side is giving me a little more radiance than the sponge side, which is kind of odd. Looking up at my face, I will say that you'll want to use a pore reducing primer if you do have pores. I don't have extremely large pores, but I do have pores here and also right here on my cheeks. And I do notice that this side of my face looks much smoother, as well as this side of my forehead versus this side and this side that I didn't apply primer. So that is something that I'm noticing. But I'm looking in my mirror over here. I think the shade match is spot on. I don't see any lines of demarcation. I love the radiance from it, but I feel like I don't look greasy either. I'm so excited. Okay, we just got it on, so let me not say too much because this is my first time wearing it. So this is a first impressions. I didn't mention that before. This is a first impression, so I don't know how this is gonna wear, but upon first impression application, I'm here for it. Let me just see if I can build this up a little bit more on my cheeks. So I do think that builds up a little bit more coverage. It might be hard for me to do that since I am using a sample of the foundation, but I always base the coverage of the foundation based on how well it covers my freckles, and I do think this is a buildable foundation. I can't completely say if I think it'll give you full coverage simply because I don't have a stick to be able to use more of the product, but I really am liking the base. So let me go and do flash photography and we'll see if there's any flashback. So looking at the picture, there is a little bit of, I don't want to call it flashback, maybe it is a little bit of flashback, but I don't think that my face looks obscenely ghostly. I wonder if my body is just more tan than my face because there is no SPF in the foundation from what I've read, but my face does look a little lighter than my body, but I don't think it's too terrible. Okay, so I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and I will check back in before going about my day. Okay, so this is all of my makeup on my face. As always, I will have all of the details of what I put on my face in the description box below, and I'm really liking the finish of this foundation. So it has been a little over an hour since I put the foundation on. It is now 8:12 and I really am liking it. So let's see if we notice anything going on. Nope. No settling in my fine line yet. This acne, y'all, I always have a hormonal bump. So annoying. Looking at this acne scar right here, I don't see any grabbing onto the dry areas of it. I'm just loving this. Really, really loving this. I'm looking at my face here. I like the shade match. All around, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up so far. So I'm gonna go about the rest of my day and I will check back in at the end of the day to let you know how it wore and to give you my final thoughts. So we are back at the end of the day. It is currently 3:40, so that means that I've had this foundation on for over 8 hours and I have some thoughts. So I'm gonna bring you in so you can take a look at my face and we can talk then. Okay, so looking at my face up close, I like what I see. So let's first look at my smile line. So if you don't know, I have a smile line here. That foundation tends to settle in, and I don't mind if foundation settles in the smile line. I just don't like it obviously when the foundation exaggerates there. So as you can see, we have very little settling of the foundation. First good sign. I like how my face looks, so I am a little bit dewy, but I don't think I look greasy, and I can still see my highlight, my bronzer, my blush. I think for the most part this foundation held up pretty good. I'm looking at my chin here because I do a lot of this all day. like all day, and I've noticed that foundation wears off right here. So it has worn off here, but I still have some here. Anybody else do that? But yeah, let me go, and I want to touch up my face. So I have not touched up my face at all today. So this is what my face looks like after 8.5 hours of wear. So I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs Accomplice powder and a powder brush, and we're just going to see how it looks touched up. And I think it touched up really good. I think I do see a little bit of dryness around here, around this acne mark here, but I think if I were to use some setting spray, we could mesh that into the skin a little bit more. But I think this exaggeratedness around my acne scar is probably due more to the powder, because when I was driving home I was looking at it and I was like, looks good. So I think that's more so the powder and not the foundation, but I really like this so far. Yes, this is a first impression, so I would obviously need to wear this foundation more to determine if this is like going to be, you know, a favorite foundation. But I know what makeup products I like. Like, I'm really good at figuring out what I'm gonna like and what I'm typically not gonna like. I can tell you I definitely like this. I like that the finish is more natural. So yes, I had a sample, so I wasn't able to apply a ton of the foundation, but I typically like to wear my foundations at like a good medium coverage, and sometimes even lighter depending on what I'm wearing my foundation for in terms of what I'm doing that day. So this type of coverage is good for me on a day-to-day basis. If I want more coverage, then I'm pretty sure I can build it up to get a little bit more coverage, but I really like how everything is looking. In terms of the prime side versus the unprimed side, definitely, like I mentioned earlier, get you a pore reducer if you do have pores, because I can definitely see my pores accentuated on this side more than this side. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this review was helpful in determining if you would like to get this foundation. Like I said before, if you were like me and you wanted to really figure out your shade and try the foundation before buying it, remember you can go on the Mented Cosmetics website. You can purchase this foundation sampler kit, and it was $9.50. I didn't have to pay extra for shipping either. Yes, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.